question, though, about a gentleman. I was just reading about this yesterday, Janet. Somebody named Jeffrey Verschleiser? Is that the name? Okay. Part of my research was to just see what's going on recently.
He was the head of the mortgage division.
Is he still at Goldman Sachs? Because they have an email trail where he's saying that he sold investors investments that were sacks of shit. Actually, that's the quote, and pardon me for saying that, but that's the quote that directly from his email. So my concern about that is that I don't want to be treated as an investor like that. I don't really. I mean, that's pretty outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't.
Is he still working at Goldman Sachs?
I can't imagine that he is.
The article said he was the head of your mortgage division.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't know him. I don't know anything about him, but I don't doubt it.
Okay.
I'm not trying to let's be clear.
Okay.
I don't know how else to put this, but this firm realized that certain people in the firm and certain practices had completely were not in line with the way the firm wanted to be working and treating its clients.
Yeah.
The way this firm has been built over 150 years. So there had a bit of, at the highest levels, there was a reckoning.
Right.
And,
well, can I just say, he was with Bear Stearns.
Yeah.
Well, he was with Bear Stearns, which went belly up because of its dealings with Goldman Sachs. But he got hired by Goldman Sachs as to head up the mortgage division. And the reason the article came to my attention was I actually saw it on Yahoo. He's rented a 94-room hotel in Aspen for 3 days for his daughter's bat mitzvah. And it said he was with Goldman Sachs Mortgage Division. And, I mean, the income disparity here is pretty severe.
That? I'm sorry, I did not have a chance to look at that yet, Cynthia.
I think I have a copy of it.
Okay, well, whatever. I think you probably emailed it to me.
It's the people versus Goldman Sachs.
Yeah.
Have you all read this?
Yeah.
You have?
You have? Have you heard of this guy? I mean, I don't want him touching our money. So I really don't want him touching our money. And you're saying he wouldn't, right?
Yeah. I mean, no, I said this. I don't even know who this person is.
Oh, Jeffrey Verschleiser.
Yeah. I don't know if he's still even at the firm. I doubt he is, candidly.
Well, I wondered if you could let us know.
Sure.
I mean, that's a concern of several people who I talked to on the phone before coming over.
Yeah.
They had seen something about this. It's really in the news. Because a 94-room hotel for 3 days for your daughter's bar mitzvah. I mean, some people like to go all out, I guess, for their bar mitzvah, but bat mitzvah, pardon me. It's his daughter. Lucky girl. I mean, I'm not from wealth. I'm not from wealth.
Well, I have to say this is the first I'm hearing about that.
Oh, yeah. It's really, pretty outrageous. It's outrageous.
If he's still on the Goldman Sachs payroll, I have to say that looks pretty bad for you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He should be in prison because I think he built the investors of Goldman Sachs out of probably billions of dollars. Is that a concern to your and other investors? Or are we the only ones bringing this up? I mean,
it's been a concern. I don't know that he caused, took billions of dollars from investors. I don't know.
Oh, they have an email trail that he was selling bad investments and calling them sacks of shit. In his emails, the SEC has these emails, and so it's just. I mean, that's
well. This opening
concern.
paragraph is stunning. They weren't murderers or anything. They had merely stolen more money than most people can rationally conceive of from their own customers in a few blinks of an eye. But Matt Taibbi is a kind of a very creative writer.
He goes pretty deep, but he might have an agenda, which is to expose some things that Goldman Sachs is doing or something. I don't know. So anyway, that's on one side.
Yeah, right.
Journal.
Of the balance scale.
Washington.
No, Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
Oh, you work for the Wall Street Journal?
Yeah, isn't that
Okay,
great?
okay.
He's a writer.
Wow,
Yay.
you have good credentials. Yeah.
We're all book newspaper people, so we love that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, what were you going to say that was?
No, look, I was going to say, I mean, there's some things that here, when I read that, I took away and I said, there's some good points. There are some other points that I think are clearly exaggerated and I don't think would be published in the Wall Street Journal.
Oh,
right. But,
right,
So you think this was sort of embellished just for a reader, or
I think
kind of
look, this is the best way for me to think about it. This firm and many firms on Wall Street, in 2008 and the years leading up to it, made poor decisions. Period. And certainly have played their part in what has happened to the economy of the country, just as other parts of the economy have, not just Wall Street, but certainly Wall Street has played its part.
Yeah.
And what we do is continue to try to do good by clients and make sure we're acting in the most in irreproachable manner. And that's in trying to do our best to do that. That's what we do for our clients. And
Is this guy still with Goldman Sachs person? I don't know.
yes,
Who is that? Who is that?
That's the CEO.
Oh, that's Lloyd Blankfein?
but let me ask you a question. Let me turn the questions around. if
Okay,
you don't mind.
sorry.
Fine.
Why
We're
do you
trying
want
to
to work?
monopolize it.
Do you want to work with Goldman Sachs?
Well, we're not sure. That's why we're here, to kind of explore it. You were on our list of people to interview
Yeah.
for our 10 million.
Yeah. Who else were you looking to interview?
Morgan Stanley?
Yeah, well, and also, frankly, talk to Chuck. I mean,
Oh,
even though
right,
they don't have,
right.
it's not cozy, it's not posh like this. But, you know, Charles Schwab is from San Francisco. I don't know,
Yeah.
that's a point for
That's a
me,
point.
Yeah.
you know? So anyway,
Is this investment club, or the assets pooled together
Yes.
in one account?
Yeah. Well, we've been managing our own. not very well managing our own.
yeah.
Some of us have more experience than others.
But do
Indeed.
individuals take their own personal capital and have they pooled it together in one account?
Yeah.
That then the committee or the group makes decisions on in terms of
Yeah.
investing?
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
About 3 years.
About 3 years.
Yeah.
And how have you gone through the process of making investment decisions up till now?
Well, I mean, Cynthia's a great researcher, and I think we've really relied on her a lot, haven't we, Nancy?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But, I mean, you know, the rest of us, you know, read the Wall Street Journal, we follow tips and whatever. But, I mean, it's been a dismal 3 years. It just has, okay? And, you know, we need some guidance. But, I mean, I just will put it out there. I didn't read your email.
Oh,
I didn't know about
you didn't
this
see the
guy.
article? Yeah, it's pretty outrageous.
Yeah.
I mean, see, some of us don't care how people spend their money on 94-room hotels for 3 days, and others of us, you know, are outraged by that. So, but I think you have a good question. You know, do we want to work with Goldman? So that's the question.
Yeah, well,
That's the question.
Yeah, that's why we're here, and then we'll take it back to the
Right.
rest of the club.
Yeah,
Right.
right. Well, I mean, of
Decide.
course, we'll get on the phone with Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's, yeah.
yeah.
She's probably got the most money of anything.
Yeah,
Club,
she-
but
yeah.
she's a wonderful, big-hearted person who
Yeah.
says, you know, I invite you all to work with me and pool your assets with me. And I feel I don't have everything I own in that pool.
Yeah, I mean, none
I
of
mean,
us do.
that would not be
but,
very
yeah,
smart.
Yeah.
But I have a lot in there. Well,
Are we, anything else? Were there any other questions?
I do have some. They're along the same lines, you know, as these. Just based on things I've read. You know, there's a protest going on outside that we had to, I mean, we just walked around these metal barricades. I'm not feeling like, you know, any big deal. But I saw this squid down there. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. I heard about it.
You heard
Yeah,
about
I
it?
heard about it.
What did you hear? Because I wonder what that's
I read
about.
something.
What's
Yeah.
that about?
Goldman Sachs was called by Matt Taibbi a vampire squid.
What is a vampire squid?
I don't know, but it
Is there
was a
such a thing?
derogatory term used, you know, against the firm.
Is there such a thing as a vampire squid? In reality? I mean, I like squid to eat, you know. But
Yeah, I was, when I went to your website,
Yeah.
and I was looking at the section on women,
Yeah.
and investment, can you talk a little bit more about what that, is about, or,
What are you referring to specifically? Because there are a number of different initiatives, but
okay,
yeah.
so I just browsed through it, is it one initiative, is it?
There are many initiatives, women's
Okay.
initiatives in the firm. One I think is the most prominent is one that's called 10,000 Women,
Okay.
and
What is
it's based on the belief that by empowering women in developing economies, that can be in many ways the greatest contributor to economic growth of those communities.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
And so Goldman Sachs is partnering with different organizations, but really kind of leading an effort to I think, finance, train, and kind of coach along female entrepreneurs. And these are small business owners.
Are
It's
they
not necessarily-
microloans? Is that the same thing as microloans? I read about that.
You know, I don't know what the actual difference would be if it's micro or not micro
Okay.
loans, but it's along those lines of some. You don't need to take out $1 million loan to start a business like you often do in Silicon Valley or something like that.
Is that something you
Maybe
allow investors like us to be a part of?
It's not part of our investment platform.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Jody, I think, would like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think some point, there's certainly efforts on part of clients and our firm to look at ways where clients can get exposure to those kind of investments. There are things like Kiva. Are you familiar with Kiva?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So,
You're not familiar with Kiva? Oh.
yeah, it's a great organization.
Does Goldman do any sort of partnership with Kiva? Or
We don't partner. We've actually hosted some luncheons with Kiva, and I know many people work there, but the two firms are not partnered.
Okay.
Certainly, there's an effort. I mean, there's an effort on the part of Goldman to learn. Kiva's leading the way in many ways in its area, and certainly there are clients and parts of the firm that would like to learn from Kiva.
Do you know which countries Goldman Sachs is working in?
I don't know. I couldn't give you a list of the countries, but there's I could certainly get you some of that information.
Okay.
That's not a problem.
And what sort of other initiatives is Goldman working on in regards to women?
There are, certainly a number of initiatives internally, women's organizations and women's clubs. One of the issues on Wall Street is that it's been predominantly a male-dominated industry.
Yeah.
And frankly, it's very challenging. My wife works on Wall Street, and we're about to have our first child, and she's faced with some, thank you.
That's wonderful.
She's faced with some big challenges because it's very hard for her to manage the workload, the kind of corporate structure, and also raise a family. And
Gee, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
In the day when I had my
it's a
daughter.
major issue. And so the firm is women leaders of the firm, and as well as men are trying to figure out ways that Goldman Sachs and call it Wall Street in general can be a place where women can have careers that will flourish just as easily as men's. I think there's a long way to go, but I think there's certainly an effort to do so.
Is there, what would you say would be the percentage of women in sort of the high tier of the executive decision-making
I think it's
areas of
I think it's
Goldman Sachs?
probably, I don't know is the short answer, but I think it's growing, without question. One of the partners in our division named last year is a woman, and she's in the senior ranks of the firm and certainly our division. But there needs to be more, and I think there's a clear recognition across the board that's the case.
Well, that's one thing I noticed when I was kind of browsing on all the websites that Goldman Sachs has this women's initiative. When I think I went to Morgan Stanley's and even Charles Schwab, they didn't have that. They didn't have
That's
really
nice
anything.
about Goldman.
Yeah. So,
And that would be definitely an attractor for people in our club.
Yeah, I watched the video, the 10,000 women video. I sent that to you.
oh,
So anyway, yeah, check that out.
Too
You know.
many emails coming in.
Yeah, I know. But
And I'm so busy with Rocky Anderson's campaign.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Oh.
Was there something else Jody wanted you to talk about, Nancy? I can't remember.
I'm
Yeah, you
just
think
all
it-
ears
Yeah,
here, so.
okay, yeah. All right, well, Well, Cynthia, what do you think?
I think we should arrest them. Because they have committed massive fraud against the people of the United States. And I'm going to become a policeman right now, a policewoman, excuse me. And I'm not going to really arrest you, but I'm just doing this symbolically, that our feeling is that Goldman is really criminal. And not against you, Brian, please. I'm not against you either. You two are very fine individuals who had nothing to do with the fraud, nothing to do with the crimes. But it's just a horrible, horrible...
Guys, I think we're going to have to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
think
so
you'll be
sorry.
escorted out. But,
Yeah, that's okay.
Is escorted out by you or by?
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't
wanna
finish, you didn't
No,
finish what
I-
you were saying.
No, I just think that you are a vampire squid on the face of the United States. And yeah, it's too bad, really. Well, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? Okay, well, I want to go because it's stinky in here. It smells like a vampire squid, actually. Seriously, I think they have a vampire squid in here. It's really stinky. Let's get out. Ooh. Ooh. Come on, Jim. Oh my God. Oh, it's too big a drill. We are going. Yeah, we're going. Okay. Away we go. Away we go. Everybody here? Okay. And listen to us. Listen to us. Listen to us. So we'll give you a call if you're interested in calls, you guys. I kind of don't think so. Yes. Hi, I'm Cynthia. This is Julie. Are you security? I am. Oh, is it a good job? I love it. Yeah. Very nice building. Okay.
You guys don't mind if I get a picture of you guys with your sign?
Can we get a picture of you? Also?
There, because I'm on the web on it.
You're what?
Oh, yeah.
So,
outside.
we're here because Goldman Sachs is a vampire squid on the face of America, sucking the blood out of every orifice to get as much money as they can. They're so greedy, aren't they? They're really greedy. And I'm down So, yeah.
I brought this for them. I wanted to wear it because they have this women's initiative. So
What does that say?
this says,
Oh, women occupy.
Women
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Can that go right over your coat?
Oh,
Nice. Nice. I guess we are. Oh, for sure. Where's the exit? Can I just get my stuff together so I'm like discombobulated here? I just need to get my clothes back on, and I'm just gonna put my clothes on. No, she's not. She doesn't go very far. She stays right next to me. Oh, Nancy.